1, 2, and 3. I got a lot to tell you. Welcome back to my channel, maanknitwear. My name is Umbriel and I am a knitter and knitwear designer based in the Netherlands. And welcome to my channel. Today you're tuned in to another knitting podcast. I do these every once in a while here on this channel, and now it has been a while, so you might have already noticed, but I have a lot of FOs, which is pretty fun, I think, to show. But first of all, grab some tea. I got my tea in this travel mug from Caribou Coffee, which I got in Minnesota when I was there for Christmas last year, visiting my boyfriend's family. It's like Starbucks for Minnesota. That's what I think it is. And I thought this cup was really cute. And I always use my tea, drink my tea from there because it stays warm longer. And I am that kind of person who lets my tea get cold. So perfect for podcasting to keep warm tea. But right now it's way too hot still. So let's just get right into it because you might have seen that I'm wearing something new. This has been cast on and off since the last episode. So this is one of my FOs. It's the Semper V Neck slipover by the Knit Pearl Girl, and I test knitted this for her and I love it. I knitted it in, I have a little bit left. I knitted it in Lana Grossa Meilenwijd, which sounds very Dutch, but I don't know. Lana Grossa is, I think, Italian, but Meilenwijd are Dutch sounds, so I don't know. Weird. If you know anything about that, let me know. But I knitted it in a sock yarn held together with mohair, so you can see it's like slightly lighter than this yarn. So I held it together with drops kid silk mohair in the colorway chalk. And I thought the two skeins were slightly different. So I tried alternating skeins like around here, and then the bottom you can see it's like a little lighter here than here, but I don't think it's that noticeable. So I'm glad I didn't take the put in too much effort of like alternating skeins throughout, and then I just went with it. The cool thing about this design is that it has a double folded V-neck, which is very deep, but she has alterations of making it less deep, and this took so long, so don't underestimate the double folded V-neck collar. It's like a lot of stitches, and then you have to do it fold over, and then you have to sew it back down, which I always knit it back down if I have to fold something over, but I really like how it looks. And I wear it to work a lot with like a button up shirt underneath, and I like it. I really like it, and it's available right now, so you can Sophie has released it on all the platforms. So yeah, it's a really nice V-neck sweater vest, and she also has like a crew neck one. So yeah, that's my first thing I'm wearing. And the other thing I'm wearing are these socks. These are, and I have a second sample I have over here. This is some awesome news because my KIRSTENBOSCH socks are released on Ravelry and on Ko-Fi. And I'm working on putting them on Lovecrafts, which apparently they have like you have to go through some steps to get on there. But this is my first ever design, which is a pair of socks. I have been designing a lot of different things, but I've never really made them into a pattern. And then I figured, okay, this sock pattern is probably a little like it's a good way to start doing all of it, because then yeah, it's like the designing process is a little easier. So then I can just go through all the steps with socks. So I really like them a lot. They have a folded cuff, which is, I think, a pretty cool feature to this sock. In ribbing or in, you know what, I'll just take this sock off so it's easy to show, or in stockinette. So this is the stockinette version. This is the ribbing version for the sock. And I like them, I love them. They have an afterthought heel, of which I made a tutorial. So even if you don't purchase the pattern, you can still see the tutorial here on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so I'm so excited about these. Some other stuff I need to tell you about them. They come in 3 different sizes for the length of the leg. So this is the middle size. I have a shorty size, which means the heel would be around here, and then I'm wearing the longer size. Yeah, and it is completely made to measure for the foot length. So this part is, I give a chart in which you can find your shoe size, or you can measure the bottom of your foot. So they're based on the bottom of your foot. And the reason I did that is because for my boyfriend, it's always really hard to find sock patterns that fit him, because he has very long feet. So I figured I want to be as size inclusive as possible in my sock patterns, because that's important too, that he is included, and other people with larger feet. And it comes in 5 sizes for the width. So very first style, my first ever sock pattern, and I just released it. So if you want to go over to Ravelry and give it a like or queue it or something, that would already help me a lot getting out there in the knitwear design world. So yeah. Then next up, another FO. So this is the podcast of all the FOs. I finished my sweater number 15. Yay! So I was almost finished in my previous podcast, I think, and I finished it really quickly after that. I think I finished it so I could wear it for my birthday. And I was playing a lot of a huge game of Yarn Chicken. So I did the sleeves. So I knitted the size medium. I got 5 balls of the merino in Dusty Artichoke from Knitting for Olive, a Danish yarn brand, and their soft silk mohair also in the Dusty Artichoke. And I thought that was just beautiful yarn and a beautiful colorway, so I really wanted to knit it in that, and I didn't want to get more yarn because it's pretty pricey. So I was very set on finishing this sweater with that yarn. So yeah. And how I did that, so I only used 5 balls, and I think the mohair is 225 meters per ball, so I really didn't use that much yarn, not that much meterage for this. So what I did is I knitted the size medium for the sweater, but I picked up the amount of stitches for the size extra small for the sleeves, and then I did 1 less repeat on the sleeves. So yeah, you can alternate like the amount of cables you have like widthwise. So I did 1 cable less, which was the extra small, and then I did one or 2 maybe even of cables less. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cables lengthwise on the sleeves, and also for the other sleeve. And then for the body, I just wanted to knit as far as I could, and then at the end I ran out of yarn so quickly, and I didn't really have that much yarn left to do a ribbing. So I have like 1 or 2 rows of ribbing. And then while I was doing the tubular bind off, or an Italian bind off, which is a sewn bind off, I ran out of yarn while doing that, so I was only doing that with my merino. So, but you can't really notice it, so that's okay. But I like did my best to take everything out of this yarn. And I even like, when I did the crew neck, when I knitted it down, I even only used the merino, like stuff like that I did. And I have been wearing this a lot. I must say I'm less happy with it than I thought I would be. It's because it's a fingering weight merino and a mohair knitted on 4.5mm needles. It's super like thin. It's not like very, it's like very drapey, I don't know. And it doesn't really hold its shape that well, which is okay, but it's not what I thought it would be like. And also the neckband is huge. And that's another alteration I made. I picked up a lot less stitches for the neckband, but it doesn't like cinch it in at all. Because I saw on some project pages that people had knitted, had picked up the amount of stitches that is recommended in the pattern, but then it like stood up, you know what I mean? Like you see that it's like a little too much fabric, so I picked up a lot less stitches, like half almost of, I don't think half, but like a lot less stitches. And it's like pretty big, so I might put in some elastic. And I thought, is that interesting for a tutorial? Or maybe do like a little short video or something. I've never done that before, but is that something that is interesting? Like how to put in elastic in your folded over neck band afterwards. So let me know if you're interested in that. I would be more than happy to put up a tutorial, and otherwise I might just do it without a camera. Yeah, so I wear it all the time, but yeah, I'm a little less, like maybe it was too much of a, oh my gosh, sweater number 15, like it's such a huge thing. Like you see a lot of people have knitted it, at least I did, and then I saw this sweater, this color, and I was like, I want that one. And then you like get your hopes up too much, and then when you have it, you're like, oh yeah, it's just another sweater that I throw on every once in a while. I don't know. I mean, it's lovely. It's definitely lovely, but yeah, it's different than I thought it would be, and also it peels a lot. So yeah, there's like pieces coming off here, like you can just like pull it all off. So yeah, I don't know. I might even, I don't know, get into different types of yarn that's not like necessarily like super soft, but would peel less or something. Is that a correlation? Like if something is soft and it will peel a lot? I feel like it is, like a merino or something. And I spilled on it too, so I need to wash it. Yeah, I might try to block out the sleeves even more because they're actually kind of short. So I wouldn't recommend only doing 10 repeats, but they're like to here. And then one of them, for some reason, always gets a little shorter than the other one. And then I look here and then I notice that it's like a little crooked. So this one, this sleeve is like a little longer than this one. And then this one only goes to here or something. And like, yeah, that's the downside of playing yarn chicken. So would not recommend. But FO number 2, this one, that one, the socks, but you've already seen those. Another exciting FO is something I cast on for my birthday, and I haven't blocked it or woven in ends. I always weave in ends after blocking. But it's the Amy slipover. So the Amy slipover is a pattern designed by Sandnes Garn from this booklet, Mykt till Damme, that I purchased. It's the first design that I made from here. And it is knitted flat all the way, and it has an opening. So, wow, this looks really weird. It's like, let's see how I can show it. Okay, I'm gonna fold over the collar again because this doesn't work. Okay, so as you can see, it's open on the sides. So you knit it all the way flat. So it's pretty regular start. You start with the back, then you do the two fronts, and then you knit down. But then when you knit down, you just keep knitting flat. So back and forth. And it has this like nice detail. Let's see if you can see it. That runs all the way along the side. And then it has rib at the bottom. And then later you pick up, or you make like a cast on with a crochet hook to cast on all these stitches. Then you cast on the stitches here, or pick them up at the sides, and then you do the other side, and then you have this long thing that you're meant to like put into a bow. I'll quickly get the, oh, this is, they have a lot of pictures in here that are not showing the details that well. And also their sample is knitted in black. Oh, here you can see. So this is the idea. But their sample is knitted in black, so it's not very visible what it actually looks like. But as you can see, the like collar is super big and bulky, and the pattern calls for or it tells you to have like where you pick up stitches along the for the collar, that would be like around here. So I changed that. So I picked up more stitches for the fronts. Then I did short rows to like make this go up a little bit. It's incredibly hard to see. I feel like, here you can see. See, here's the pickup line. So this is the back, this is the front. And then here I did some short rows. So this is because of the short rows. And I have all these alterations in my Ravelry, on my Ravelry page, like written out as if it was a pattern. So I think that might be helpful for anyone who is interested in making those alterations as well. And then when it was time, and I also did some alterations to make the increase line over here, so on the collar side, because they have the increase line would be here. So you would increase stitches, but you need them over here. So I didn't really want to do that. And which makes the collar like a little less like bulky. Yeah. But I'll block it and then I'll wear it in a future video so you can see better what mine looks like. But I'm really happy with this. I don't often make basics, and I would consider this like a real basic. So also in this beautiful colorway. Yeah, so the yarn that I used is Hobby Sephira. I don't know if you can see. Hobby Sephira, 55% cotton, 27% wool, 18% acrylic. It's a blown yarn, so you can see in a strand. Good thing I haven't woven in my ends. It is like a lighter like casing, and then inside there is, I think the casing is acrylic, and then the inside is wool and cotton, but not sure which one is which. And this was in the colorway, I don't know, color 9. I think it was something like navy blue. And I had 2 balls left when I finished this one. So I figured I would use it all up because I've had this yarn in my stash for so long. So I've been making a Musselburgh hat. So from an FO into WIP, there are more FOs, but I'll show them later. Because my boyfriend really liked this yarn, really liked the way it looks, and he lost his Musselburgh hat in the train. So if you find a Musselburgh hat in the train, a black one with a lilac stripe, let me know. Yeah, I don't know. And I have this much left, which is 10 grams, which means that I have exactly enough to do all the decreases, because I weighed the amount that I used for the increases at the start. So I use the same amount of yarn for the decreases. And yeah, then I'll be finally out of this yarn. And I do have 2 other colors, because so I've been like putting this on, like, yeah, this is really weird, but I like have been like putting it like this to see my progress, because at first it was like here and then here and then here, and now it's here. And then I'm like, oh, this would be a really nice sweater. So I do have 2 other colorways that I still have a lot of balls for. So AB slipover, Musselburgh hat on the ground, because I do have, sorry for the wrinkling, sagey green, which is green tea, and Arctic blue colorway left over. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Arctic blue. I think I have even more. I don't know where they would be, but okay. And then I have a lot of different odds and ends of this one, which I think is like 6 maybe in total, of the green tea one. So Arctic blue blows out a little bit over green tea. And I want to make something with them too, just also to get yarn out of stash, but also it felt really nice on my arm. And I already, long time ago, as I purchased the yarns, I made this vest with it. So this is the green tea and the denim blue, navy blue kind of thing. And it wears really nicely. This is the Rye vest by Claris Knits, by the way. So this wears really nicely, but it does feel really good on my arms too. So I was thinking maybe a sweater, or maybe a 2-color crocheted cardigan, because I want one of those. And then I was thinking one side this, one side that, you know, like all the way like that, but then at the back, and then you can, yeah. So ideas. If you have any ideas what I can do with those, it's like around as much, like 900 meters of each that I have, I think. So let me know if you have any ideas. It's a DK weight yarn, I would say. So like I said, more FOs. So I showed you these last time, and I just washed them again, but I did finish my bear paw socks for my boyfriend. These are the bear paw socks by Andrea Mowry. A toe up design with a fleagle heel, which I really enjoy. And I knitted this in 2 colors held together. So it's a DK weight yarn, but I held 2 fingering strands together. The blue one is Vilcolana Arvetta in some colorway. They'll be in my Ravelry. And then the forest green is a hobby 4-ply sock yarn. And this is right up my boyfriend's alley. And he really enjoys them. They're huge. Like I said before, he has large feet. So yeah, I made those and I washed them again. That's why they're also shrunken up again. But he has been wearing them a lot. And then as soon as I cast those off, so those were for my boyfriend's birthday, and my birthday is exactly 3 weeks later, except when it's a leap year, then it's a day more. But I casted on a pair for myself. So the reason that they're on my sock blockers is also because I washed them again. So I have been wearing these loads and loads and loads. And I really like the way this looks. I used also 2 strands of a fingering weight yarn. This is VMCJ yarns that I talk about a lot. I just purchased some beautiful yarns, some hand-dyed sock yarns from her. I believe she has a web shop now. And purple is the leftover yarn from my KIRSTENBOSCH socks, the second sample, which is Cowgirl Blues, which is a hand-dyed yarn dyer from Cape Town, where I purchased this at their shop. So where they dye the yarn. So those two held together made this beautiful, like unicorn kind of socks. And I wear these all the time. So DK weight socks are really just perfect for home socks, which, I mean, since working from home, that's just the thing you wear. I wear, at least. So yeah, 2 pairs of bear paw socks, and these are not going to be my last ones. So I've been already going through my yarn stash, my sock yarn stash, and just putting different things together, like, oh, this would be cool, or even like been thinking about doing like self-striping yarns, but then 2 types of self-striping yarns held together just to see what happens. But yeah, those are all ideas that would be fun. So those are almost all my finished objects. There's one more, which is this cute little headband. The reason that I casted this on was I was having a cold. Random story time. All right, get ready. I had a cold and I wanted to do like a steam bath, like hang on top of a pan of boiling water. I don't know, my boyfriend thinks it's ridiculous, but I think then, oh yeah, that's good for your like cavities. Ah, you know what I mean. But then my hair got all like, the little hairs at the front got all like wet and curly, and I just washed my hair, so I was like, oh man, I should really have something and like put everything back. And then I thought, oh, I can knit something. And I was also thinking it would be cute to have something for summer days, especially now that it's springtime. Tulips. Yeah, so I cast this on. So I just cast it on, kept knitting, and then I made a, sorry, my hair is right in there. I made a little cute little knot at the start. So yeah, I think it's pretty cute. I already wrote the pattern down, and I'm planning on having a few people test this. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up for free on Ravelry, or yeah, what I'll do. Maybe I'll have it as a, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe for €1 or something. Who knows? But I think it's pretty cute. You do see these with like a wintry headband with like a knot in the front, but I haven't seen them like cute like this, like thin, for summertime, and I think it's pretty cute. So I think I'll already have posted the tester call, but if you're interested, just let me know, because maybe I'll still need some people to do it. I want to do them like a child size. I want to have a medium adult size and a large adult size. That's kind of the plan. And they're very adjustable, because you can just, as you're knitting it before, because you add in a knot at the end, you can just like hold it around your head to like see if it's long enough. So but the pattern includes some recommended lengths as well, in case you're knitting it for someone else. That's always handy, I feel like. So yeah, I knitted it with 2 strands of fingering cotton yarn, which is this glittery lilac yarn of Hobby 8/4. I don't know what that stands for, but it's that. type of yarn with a little bit of glitter in it in a lilac colorway, and I think it's pretty cute. So yeah, final FO. I think those were a lot of FOs. And I'll go into whips because, so I already showed you the Musselburgh hat that will be finished today, I hope. So I can block it together with my Amy slipover, do some other laundry, like wool laundry. And then I have one more whip, which is a sock from 52 Weeks of Socks, which I got for not that much money. Because now so 52 Weeks of Sock has been a sock book from Lana magazine, which has 52 patterns in there of socks, and it has been a huge hit. And I didn't get the book at all. I like heard people talking about it, and I was like, oh, that's nice, but that's okay. And then they said to release their second volume, of which you could apply your patterns to, which was a long time ago. And then I saw that one was online, that it was for like pre-order. So I looked it up and it was like 50 euros or something. It was really expensive, especially including shipping. And I was like, well, no, that's okay. And then Amazon saw that I wanted that book, and then they were like, oh, here's the 52 Weeks of Socks, the first one. And it was only 16 euros. So I was like, 16 euros for 52 sock patterns. That's a pretty good deal. So I got it. And maybe I'll do the same thing with the volume 2. That I'll just wait until it's like cheaper. But I don't think I made a good decision of yarns and pattern. So I've already put it on my hand so you can see it a little bit better, but you really can't see it well at all. So I used this also from VMCJ sock yarn, this really cool yarn, and I'm making the Oona socks, which is an overall lace sock pattern, and it has these like cute little mock cables kind of thing in there, and I think they're really cute. I also casted these on my birthday together with the Amy slipover, and then the Amy slipover took over. So these have been just hanging out for a while now. I think because I'm like, it's a little busy. Like, I really like all over lace, but I feel like maybe I should have done a lighter variegated yarn, or just a solid yarn, and then use this for more of a stockinette type of pattern. So is it too busy? What do you think? I mean, it's also doesn't really matter that much. I don't know. I could also do half of it now in a, would that be weird? Do half of it in a like light colorway, a solid colorway, and then do the other sock the other way. So this part, that's maybe interesting. I don't know. I'm being weird. I don't know. This is the reason that it's been just like hanging out for a while. So those are my whips, and that is kind of confusing, like a sock and a Musselburgh hat. So what's going on? Right? Well, I have been crocheting. So that's the first thing. So that's kind of another whip. Hold on. Okay, so what's in this bag? A lot of cotton yarn, lots of these, because I am crocheting the Floweralls it's a pattern by Savannah Stitches, I think, Savannah Price. I already had all of these flowers that I made, like little daisies kind of, and I didn't have anything that I wanted to do with them, and I was like, oh, I should find a pattern for them. I kind of already was planning to do, like, to join them with this yarn because I thought it was cute. And I made these like a long time ago, like over a year ago. when I was like finding out how to do like a color burst or a sunburst. Yeah, well, it was before I was doing anything on YouTube. And then I saw the Floweralls, which is a pattern by Semper V, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, I should do that. So I was like going through a website where I always order drops yarn to get some drops cotton, and I was like, oh, I can use that for my stash. And then I was like going into my cotton stash, and then all of a sudden I saw all these, and then I thought, hey, wait a second, can't I just use those? And it ended, like, it's kind of ended up perfectly. So my color burst motif had the same amount of like clusters as I needed to have for the Floweralls. But it did use a little bit different. I used 4mm needle crochet hook, and I needed 5, but then I just tried it out with everything that I had. So I used some of this to do the first border, so then it looks like this, and then I tested it out with a different color that I didn't want to use for to make it a square, which I already took out, by the way, so I can't really show that. But then I only had to order, because I had all of this yarn still in stash, so I could just make heaps and heaps of these. And so I did. And then I only had to order a color for around that. So I chose a lilac colorway, of course, to join all the rounds together. And there is one sample that is probably going to be very much how mine is going to look. So I'll pop that one in here, and I think it would just be so cute to wear in the summertime, have a little crochet pants overall kind of thingy, a romper or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so cute. Work in progress, crocheting, awesome. Which leads me to another thing, and that is I'm doing another crochet project. I'm going to start it today, because I am going to test for Nitty Natty. She has a YouTube channel and is pretty well known. And I'm gonna test the crocheted yarn cozy for her. So I'm gonna start doing that today. And then for knitting related things, I only have the socks and the Musselburgh hat. So I kind of noticed that I'm postponing my next cast on, because, and I don't know if you relate to this at all, but I kind of feel like overwhelmed by all the choices that I have. So I just posted this video, like yarn haul, which I'm sorry if I called it yarn haul and it offended anybody. I got some dislikes, so sorry. I'm not promoting buying anything, but it was a yarn buying shopping spree for me, which I never do. So, and also if I was buying yarn all the time, then it's also fine, right? But okay. You can't ever do it perfectly for everybody, I guess. Anyway, so because of that, I'm kind of overwhelmed by all the choices I can make, and I'm not making a decision. So I need your help. So my options are Let Lopie Maya cardigan by Helene Magnussen in these colors. Option 1. Option 2, Sheer Fee sweater by Jessie Made Designs in these 2 colors. Man, that's pretty. Kind of more springy, huh? Because the Let Lopie is not very springy, but I just want to make it so bad. Okay. Or I just go all the way summertime. I'll make a pure mesh pullover in this cotton yarn. James M. Watts design. So what do you think? Maybe I should do a poll. I don't think I can do a poll on YouTube. Okay, let me know. Please let me know. If you watched it all the way till here, please help me out, because so maybe I can tell you my thoughts, because I have really been wanting to make the Maya cardigan. I finally found the Let Though Be, and I kind of just want to get in that, like, still be happy in that feeling of wanting to make that sweater, do something with the yarn. Although it's more like a winter fall kind of design, so it kind of feels weird to start making this in April. But I could anyway just make like one sleeve and just feel like happy of making that one sleeve. But then I also don't want it to be lingering, so I don't know. Or I just jam it out in a week. I don't know. And then pure mesh pullover is like really nice. Okay, summertime is coming, you know, it's kind of nice to start soon with like summery things, so that's an option. But it looks a lot like crochet, and I've already have a lot of crochet things going on, which is okay because it's still knitting, so but it's holy, so I don't know. And then this one is just so beautiful. It has mohair, so that would be the butt, and it's still springtime is coming. But I have not been that excited to cast on a camisole or a t-shirt or something, so I don't know. What do you think? What should I do? Help me out. So that was my knitting podcast episode for this time. I haven't drank any of my tea, which is perfect, because it's still super hot, so told you this works perfectly for me. Yeah, I'll hope to see you again soon. I am planning to release one video a week from now on. I'm saying it out loud now, so yeah, I should really do that then. So yeah, follow me along for some interesting videos coming up. First up is a little crochet / knit piece that I've been working on, so I'm gonna make a video about that, which will be very exciting. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. That helps me out a lot, and as I've said before, YouTube doesn't recommend my videos anymore to a broad audience, so it would help me out a lot if you recommend my videos to friends or whatever you want. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!